Welcome back to Hungarians in the Kitchen. And this time around we have a special guest, my father, and we're going to make today something called Rakott Krumpli, which means layered potatoes, but it's got much more than potatoes, even though that's all you see here right now. So what are we going to start with?
This way, yeah.
We just put it in the water as it is. We don't peel the potato.
Salt water.
Yeah.
So you were not going to peel it ever?
No. Oh yeah, we will.
Yeah.
After
Okay.
the potato is cooked, then we take off the skin, of course. And then in the same time, we have to do the eggs to be ready.
Boil it.
So we also have in this recipe eggs. So we have potatoes, we have eggs, we'll have salami, and we'll talk about the salami. And we'll have breadcrumbs, which we have something interesting because this is a gluten-free recipe.
And sour cream.
And sour cream. And okay, so we're going to go and get started with the potatoes. Now, I'm just going to put them in here. And one of the things that I remember from this dish is that you can't let the potatoes be too soft.
Too mushy. Yeah.
Too mushy. That you have to wait, or you have to keep checking them and make sure that, you know, they're not getting, we're not making mashed potatoes, I guess.
It's not over boiling.
Right.
Because you have to be able to cut.
So what would that be, like
Slices,
al dente or something like that? So tell me, so we'll talk a little bit about the dish. So did you grow up with this?
Oh yeah, my mother always made
Like
this.
what, once a week, every other week?
Well, every 3 weeks maybe, but because we were a big family, so this
Big
kind
family.
of dish, you know, that is good for a big family. Because
That's food for the big, large families, not
Yeah.
So-
for 2 people.
So it's a
Because
low
they're gonna
cost.
eat all month.
yeah, it's a low cost. I mean, it's not that expensive. You can do it with the salami or without the salami if you don't.
Sometimes they call poor people food.
No, I don't know if they did, but anyway, I think everybody likes it because it's really tasty. It's really good.
Tasty and inexpensive are two things that,
And it doesn't take too long to make it.
yeah,
Really.
yeah. So this doesn't have to be a weekend dish. You can make it on the weekday.
Anytime.
You know, if you think about the ingredients, potatoes were kind of grew, I mean, Ireland is kind of known for their potatoes, or, I mean,
But that was way, way back.
right. So potatoes are abundant, right? They're easy to grow.
Right.
And usually everyone had chickens around their backyard, so you had eggs.
Yeah.
And people usually had sausage around because they didn't have refrigerators, so they smoked all the meat.
Right.
So you have those 3 basic ingredients, and that's how you put them together. And so it probably has a pretty long history.
Yeah.
So this is the other thing about right now we're using a pork Milano salami, and we just got it at our local food co-op, and obviously it just has pork and some spices in it. But what do you recommend that one uses?
Homemade sausage.
I think this is
Homemade
good.
pork sausage, which is spicy, black pepper, paprika, garlic, and smoke.
Who makes some homemade
You find
sausage?
here and there. You find.
No, I mean the house. We don't make it. We call homemade like we ordered from
Bende.
Chicago. You remember Bendy? We
So there's a
ordered from
company you
them.
can look up, Bendy in Chicago, and look up Hungarian sausage.
Yeah.
Our local co-op does make their own sausage, but they were out, I think.
But big difference between sausage and sausage.
Well, they make it like Hungarian style, which is
Yeah.
we grow up with that taste. You know,
So
that,
if you
that
really
wow.
want a traditional Rakott Krumpli,
Yeah.
you have to find yourself some Hungarian sausage, and that's it. Like
Yeah,
just
but for the
don't.
people who never ever don't taste,
They won't
don't
know.
They don't know, and even you can put donkey salami because. Yeah, in Second World War in Budapest they eat the horse and the donkeys, you know.
Yeah, it was very
because
sad.
No food over there.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was very
I don't
sad.
see-
During the
I
war,
don't see
yeah.
nothing bad.
No, I'm not
But
saying it's bad. I
donkey
just-
salami and good.
We can start to slice this up.
Yeah, okay. And then also the eggs, or do we wait for the eggs?
No, we can clean the eggs. Sure.
But first time you have to boil it.
It's boiled already. Hard-boiled egg.
So we hard-boil the eggs before because, well, it just takes a little bit of time.
It's come out boiled from the chicken.
No.
You want to clean those in there, and then, Dad, you can cut this one. And we have a method in which we put it in water, let it come to a boil. We let it boil for 2 minutes, and then we cover it, turn off the heat.
Shall I put it in there?
Yeah. And we let it just stay there for 10 minutes. And that is the perfect recipe that we have found for hard-boiled eggs. Do you want this, Dad? There's this exterior
The skin?
skin
Yeah, you have to take off the skin.
that the sausage is held in, for when they put it together, it needs some kind of a sheath. And so, kind of like the cheese rind. So you want to go ahead and remove that, as my father is doing, before you begin to cut it. I'm going to check the potatoes.
I think it's too early. You know what? We're supposed to put the bread.
The breadcrumbs? Oh, okay. So this is a really interesting question because I don't ever remember doing it this way. So Dad is saying that you have to put the breadcrumbs into some oil or butter and have that just kind of mixed together before you put it on top. Now, I don't remember you ever doing that. You always just put little pats of butter on top so as it melts.
You can do it this way or that way. This way you don't have to put a little butter on the top because the whole breadcrumb is already
mixed in.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the breadcrumbs, one of the things that I wanted to do is to get some gluten-free breadcrumbs, but we couldn't find any, so we're going to make our own. Okay. So what we've done is I make homemade gluten-free bread, and we took some that has been like 2 or 3, maybe 4 days old. We went ahead and baked them for quite a while, maybe an hour, hour and a half, and just until they're really pretty dry. And then what we're going to do is food process it together and get breadcrumbs from them. So yeah, outside of just cutting it, there's really nothing else to do with the sausage. You don't have to cook it.
You have to boil it, just clean from the skin
and you're ready to go.
Yeah, now it's nice.
Ta-da! All right, so we'll have that here, all ready to go. And check on the potato again. Because really, you can't begin. So what happens if you put it in and the potatoes are a little bit still too hard? What would happen?
It's too hard. You are gonna boil
It's not gonna get soft in the oven?
It's not really gonna get soft, even though you put it in the oven, because it happened to me, and it was
not happened to me.
Then maybe you are a better cook than I am.
So, like, do you ever add anything else in the middle? Just to
salt,
I did. I put mushroom.
Oh, okay. So for those of you who like,
I know Lauren wouldn't.
no, that's not a kid-friendly addition.
No, but I did. I mean, I cut the mushroom really small, and
that's your innovation.
Yeah.
Specialty. I mean.
Now I think David and I added little sweet peas, and that was good too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering could people add broccoli or cauliflower or?
I think the broccoli gets too soft.
Okay.
And that's like kind of mushy. But I think the green peas, it's a good addition.
This is not going to be easy to clean.
Because it's hot?
Because it's hot.
And we can put a little bit cold water on it.
Can you run it under cold water?
Yeah, I did that.
Because you are no patient.
Maybe.
So if you have no patience or you don't want to get your fingers burned, you run it under cold water.
I did.
What you can do, I just remember, with the fork, one hands, and with the other, with the...
You just peel it.
Yeah, we can do that too. But sometimes
If it's not broke, if it's soft,
if it's too soft, then it breaks. So that's why I put under the cold water. So I wanted to make sure that it stays in one piece. How is it? Let me see.
You look.
No, it's not ready.
So it's probably a good 20 minutes because this has been about 10 minutes.
What you want to do with the...
He wants to mix the butter and the breadcrumbs.
You want to put butter or olive oil?
doesn't matter.
I think olive oil, and you just put it in
Well, traditionally, how is it done?
Traditionally, you put the breadcrumbs.
We don't hear olive oil.
No, of course not. That's why we put the breadcrumbs and then the little pieces of butter on the top, you know.
Okay. Well, then let's do it in here. And let's use butter.
So wait a minute, how much butter? 1, 2, 3, like 4 tablespoons?
Sure.
Okay, so cut it here.
Now, do you just put the breadcrumbs on the top?
Yes, on the top, but all the time you have to mix up. Don't let to burn, you know, to be.
And then what I'm going to do is turn it off.
Yeah, different.
But do we probably need a bowl? Or should we mix it in there? Because I don't want it to burn. We're not really cooking the breadcrumbs. All right. We're just putting the breadcrumbs into melted butter. And I turned off the heat.
You see how nicely it
Yeah, because you're watching the food channel, I'm watching the animal channel.
I would say we have about 2 cups of breadcrumbs.
But depend what kind of cups.
So we used about 2 tablespoons of oil and 4 tablespoons of butter, but if you want to forego the butter, probably add 3 tablespoons of oil until, as you can see, the oil has nicely soaked into the breadcrumbs.
Nice, the color is nice brown.
Yeah, it's a nice brown color, no longer light. You can tell that none of the breadcrumbs are dry anymore. And so we'll just let it sit.
The most important to mix up, you know, to don't get.
I think it's still not ready, the potato.
We're waiting.
That's what I think. Because on the top it's nice, but when you push down,
Yeah.
you know, it's still...
Should we cover it?
I don't think it matters.
Okay.
That's only your father saying that.
No, ma'am, but the heat is going out. It's not
It's boiling, doesn't matter, it's boiling.
boiling like my head. What you doing?
Yeah, I think it's good now.
You do?
Yeah.
Try
It
it.
goes in, right? Yeah, I think it's good.
And we are gonna eat this.
Yeah, I think it's good.
We're
now.
gonna eat this tonight.
I don't know.
Ooh,
We are.
good.
Okay.
So now,
That's hot. Let me get the...
what you gonna do? Take it?
Yeah. It's not too hot?
It is kind of hot.
Yeah. So what...
I'm all busy.
So about 20 minutes or so, and the potatoes are,
Ready to be filled.
yes, and really they're still pretty firm. They're al dente. But again, like we said, we don't want them to be falling apart. So this really isn't like making mashed potatoes. And then I just let it sit in the cold water a little bit because it's going to protect our hands, as we talked about, and show us the traditional way of cutting these or peeling them.
Okay.
Here's the fork.
No, I can hold it in my hand.
Okay.
But you need a knife like this.
Okay, a peeling knife, not a serrated knife.
You just do like this.
So it's almost like shaving it off.
Yeah.
Do you need more cold water?
Yeah. You can put that.
Oh, it's very interesting what you're doing. You're making sure that it's all together. So this is the kind of thing where you could actually, if you didn't want to layer it together, you could do all the prep work the night before. Having it like this, boiling your eggs,
Yes.
cutting the salami, and then you come in, get home at 5:30, 6 o'clock,
Yeah.
and everything's already done. All you have to do is cut it and layer it.
Right. Put it in the oven.
Big competition is over. I am the second place.
Well, you started later, so.
But second place is a good place. We start 2 people, and I am the second. It's a good place.
So at this point, should I preheat the oven to get it warmed up already? Probably.
Oh, don't put like that. Look at that. Looks surgery. This beauty surgery is not gonna go with. Ay, 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 ay.
So let's just say 350.
375.
Now the eyes over there. Me.
Okay, so you have something
more.
to cut on.
2 more.
Okay, we have to put this back here.
So here's what's going on with our 2 dishes. Generally, you would want to use, one main dish. And I have a larger dish, but it's much more shallow. And because we're trying to get at least 2 layers, I opted to have 2 dishes that were deeper, so we can very comfortably fit our 2 layers
A
on.
little oil,
So,
like a tablespoon.
no, that's not a tablespoon. That's about a teaspoon.
Oh, okay. So
That's good.
Okay.
So essentially, just enough to cover the bottom.
Yes.
You don't really, it doesn't need to drown any oil.
We need salt, pepper.
So we begin to layer. And after each layer,
I take one. You put a little bit
a
more.
little bit of salt.
How many flour they're gonna get here? 2 flour?
I think 2 layers we're gonna do.
But I cut much thinner.
So I have the potato here.
Yeah.
Next, Dad, do you want to cut the eggs?
They're just like, I need the
Here, we
board.
put a little bit more
Board,
potato.
please.
Get the,
Cover the holes.
I get a professional.
See?
Make you.
so Mom, I noticed that you didn't just do 1 layer. You kind of did,
Well, I
you
put
kind of
about
doubled
the
up.
whole- Yeah.
Okay, so what she did is she kind of covered up some of the,
The holes.
the holes where you can sort of see through to the bottom of the pan. So you just put another layer
Don't put
on
more
there.
because, you see, we have to put here in the new building.
Oh,
If
we
you
have,
put
we
here
have,
too.
we have a lot of potato. Okay,
So I'm just going to do a little more
Some
here.
knife.
A knife.
You want
I have
this
another
big
knife.
Here is the big knife. I give you because I can cut.
Here's
it.
another knife.
No, I can cut this one much better. Look how nice.
So after we do the potatoes, we begin with the eggs. And the eggs are always a little tricky because you want to try to keep the yellow in it.
Inside, yeah.
And the thing about it is that you might have to do that yourself. So you have to probably cut it a little bit thicker and probably just take it off as my father's doing from the knife itself. And you don't want that much eggs that it completely covers up the potato. That's really not the point of it. It's just really for flavor and texture, and it also provides some protein. This was 2 eggs.
Okay. So then
More salt.
a little bit. Yeah, because there is, you know. It has
You need
to-
flavor.
And
So,
then now you can put some.
okay, so I just want to show the camera. Again, it's not covering the potato completely, but just enough.
Here and there, you know.
Yeah, and the same thing with the sausage. It's just,
How about if I cut the sausage into, no? Half.
maybe the next layer you can do that. Yeah, because these are kind of big. So as you're taking a bite of it, you're going to have to be cutting it. So we'll leave this one for now, but we'll have you cut these there.
Now you can put more potato.
And then we start,
Oh, but then. Now
What do we
because
do?
you want to put 2 layers.
Yes.
We need
more oil,
no
sour cream.
sour cream.
Okay.
But you remember how we did? We put the sour cream in a bowl, something, and then we put a little milk so we can easily.
Spread it. Well, let's see how, because
put milk in
different sour creams have different consistencies. So this looks, let's see. What do you think? Is that?
Yeah, you can spread it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is more spreadable than
Yeah.
some of the other ones.
Now, before
Maybe
you put
not.
this, we don't have to put the,
Oil,
no, this one, here.
the
No,
breadcrumbs.
that's on a top. That's on a top.
So here's a little
That is,
disagreement.
Too much on the top, half.
Well, we
Minden
have two.
sorba
We have
ki-
two.
We have two parts.
So my father puts breadcrumbs after each layer.
No, no.
My mother is adamant that that
Definitely
is not how you do
can
it.
take any cookbook and you'll see that comes on a top.
Okay.
Definitely.
I don't give up, but I have with the solution. This gonna be yours, that's gonna be mine
Oh, and then we'll have a taste test.
for the
No,
test.
no, we don't ruin. No, we don't ruin.
Oh, ruin.
No, well, if you put the breadcrumbs in the middle, that's kind of like you finish the dish and then you start all over again. No, 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 no. That's definitely.
You always put breadcrumbs in the middle?
No,
See, I didn't.
no,
I don't ever
no.
remember growing
No,
eating
no,
it like
no.
that.
We never put that lots. We never did that. Okay, this is enough.
I was at
It was a good suggestion. I think. I don't know.
Ethiopian culinary school.
Is that good?
Yeah, that.
Again, the same thing. You know, we're not covering it up completely. It's just for lovely flavor and texture.
So now you can put the potato again.
Yep.
I just give up.
So
It was
a whole potato?
One and
Okay.
a half. 1.5. So now this was 1.5.
okay. So little pepper,
And
little
oil.
salt. We didn't do oil last time, so each layer do a little.
Because now we're doing double layers,
Okay.
so we have to put the oil.
Just, you know, I don't know how much oil that was.
Now count
Not much.
eggs.
Where's my egg person?
Here is. Yes, I have to get
It's on
some
a
material.
wine break.
Okay.
You really don't want to cut the egg like the night before because, you know, once you cut it, it really does begin
You
to
learned
kind of
that
fall
for me
apart.
to hold with this little finger.
I
there.
did. I had learned something new today. They have those egg cutters, you know, that you put in and
Yeah.
it cuts it all at the same time. But I think it would just fall apart. And one more. You want to do this one? So, like if you had a really deep dish, how many layers can you keep
Yeah, 2
going?
layers.
Just 2? You never do more than 2?
No, no. Okay.
Whatever it
Can I
is.
come with my food?
Not yet, because
Not
we
yet.
need the sausage.
We have to put the sausage.
My
And-
little work is gonna be in there.
And then we do sour cream again.
We put the potato.
Another layer of potato.
We put the potato, we put the sour cream, and then we put the breadcrumbs.
Because we had put sour cream, then another layer of a...
That was different because it's on the
Okay,
middle.
so really this is at the point where now we're kind of starting the top layer.
We finish it up now.
Okay.
Okay, you can finish it up.
And
I
then
am the helper.
you're providing...
I'm a helper too. I mean,
No, no, no. You
I'm
guys, you are
helping.
I'm the maintenance guy. I'm waiting for my little foot to be there.
Yeah. Right there. Now you put the
More
sour
oil?
cream.
Do we put more oil?
You're gonna put the sour cream.
Okay.
I don't want to make it.
And then after the sour cream,
Then we put the breadcrumbs.
you come in.
Put little milk because you are not able.
Put a little milk.
Yeah.
That's what I
Okay.
was suggesting, to put
Well,
a little milk.
is this milk or half and half? This is half and half.
Milk. It's not.
It's all right.
It's not vegetable.
It's easier to spread when it's a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we put on the oven. We have to cover with aluminum foil.
No, no, because we want the breadcrumbs to be nice and crunchy.
And brown. Do you cover it with aluminum foil?
No, that's maybe Monika does in Hungary, but we don't do that. We are from Transylvania.
Where Dracula used to live.
We
Used to, yes.
are out from salami.
Dracula means in Romanian, Dracu means devil, you know, because he was so mean, people called him Dracu, which is Dracula in English, but that... Okay, now. I think that you do it with your hand is much better, let's see. You do it with...
I'm a professional.
All right, all right. Jack Pepin does with his hand.
Jack Pepper. King Laszlo, King Laszlo. Even don't mention one day both name.
So really you want to cover almost all of it. You don't really want to see too much of the sour cream. Mom,
That's why you have to do like this. Because with that you cannot do it.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we have one on the bottom and one on the top. We cannot, because we have two potatoes.
Okay. Would you say that it's a warm weather dish or a cold weather dish or a spring or a fall or?
Well,
It's more cold.
mostly cold because the oven, let's say I don't want to put the oven in too much in the summer. So, okay,
Eggs?
eggs. Let me cut.
Salt and pepper?
Yes, when we put the egg in there.
I would put the salt and pepper in now.
No. Easy, mama. Nobody pay you more if you want work faster. You get same money.
Okay, so now you put the salami. Half of it.
Yes.
is.
Much
Sometimes
easier.
when you do like this, the sour cream disappear, boiling together. When I doing by myself, the sour cream I put on when I serve.
Oh, just for serving.
Yeah, but you have to put it in there, in the dish too, because
You don't put it in the
otherwise-
dish?
Not
no,
me,
otherwise,
not me.
no, not you. Then you don't know how to make Rakott Krumpli.
Uh-oh. He's our special guest. Well, maybe he just makes it different. He puts breadcrumbs down.
Yeah, but if you don't put in there only just when you eat it on the plate, this
you-
gonna get
why
very
they
dry.
fan you sour cream and you don't fan my food here to put now there.
Here, Monika, you can start.
You just make me nervous.
Why?
You have to calm down.
No. You can ask anybody, any Hungarian, that if they want to make this dish, that they have to put sour cream in the dish.
It depends. One house doing this way, the other house
No.
2 miles from here different.
No, they
Yeah,
can't.
they put or
Then they
broccoli
don't- then they
or
know.
mushroom.
No,
Okay,
leave it
so
on the
done.
top. No, the mushroom is my invention only
Now you
because
see.
I like to have mushrooms
How
in my
I can
dish.
have my invention this to
Yeah, but-
to put the breadcrumb there now?
Yeah, that, no, not now.
No.
We're
Why it's not? But you
we're
see
trying to
here.
make it traditional, not the Marta way or the Laszlo way.
I am without job. No job for me.
Your job is coming up.
You don't put sour cream at all, Laci, when you make this?
And because
Why?
it disappear, it's burning on the potatoes
But
and you don't
the
taste.
taste remains in the potato.
taste,
And
this is the taste, fresh when you put on the plate,
Laci,
when you get served.
I know, but still.
I do in this way, I do that way, and I realize I like better with fresh, cold sour cream
can
than
do that.
with the boiled sour
And
cream.
you can do that. You can put sour cream when it's ready and take it off, and you can put a little sour cream on the top. Definitely, nobody says no.
Why don't put this there?
Because I don't think I'm going to use all of this.
You can leave it when.
Oops, sorry.
Your job is coming up, Laci. I'll put a little salt because I forgot to put the salt.
Oh, okay. All right, last layer, last but not least, King Laszlo. And now we'll put it in a 375-degree oven for about 45 minutes. So we're back now, and it's been baking for 45 minutes, and we have let it cool for about 10 minutes. And I have 2 taste testers here who are very ready to taste. And I'm just going to put a little bit of dollop of sour cream on top as well. And you can go ahead.
after this, Mommy. Can you mix this?
There's also sour cream in the middle, so you just
That's great.
you just start eating it.
Okay.
Okay.
It's really good.
Does it need any more salt? No. How is the tenderness of the potato? Does it feel? Oh, I think we have a winner.
It's not hard, but it's not like mushy.
Right, which is how it's supposed to be. And as you can see, this is what it looks like when it's finished. It's very beautiful and presentable. And as you can see also, the breadcrumbs have browned. So you don't need to broil it or do anything special. 45 minutes is sufficient at 375. And enjoy. And remember, we're Hungarians in the kitchen.